This is me, and this is where I've been living for the last 1.5 years, a small Viking village in the fjords of Norway. It all started with a little nerdy human that really wanted to get away from the constant rush of civilization and dreamed of a life far away from where she grew up. Cities surrounded by more cities and even more cities, lots of people, noise, smells, everything that is the opposite of nature. I wanted to build a magical life, a dreamy life, somewhere far away from all of this. So I figured if I go to Norway and travel approximately 1000 years back in time, I would get just that. The nature I craved and the mead, the feasts. And I guess raiding was quite common in the Viking Age as well. So in the end I decided not to travel back in time after all, and instead just look for Viking villages throughout Scandinavia. And I found it. A small Viking village in the fjords of Norway between two huge walls of mountains and far away from the rush of our modern civilization. Except for that road, you know. But honestly, you forget about that while you're here. Even though my original plan had been to work here for only 3 months and then go back home, I knew very soon that I had to stay. And while my daily life might not have been exactly what a Viking's life would have looked like, it did come quite close, I think. We cook by the fire, we drink and we party together, and so far I didn't have to learn how to fight yet, as raiding is considered immoral nowadays and therefore we don't do that here. Don't get me wrong though, I did practice my archery and axe throwing skills, because you never know, but I mainly tried to focus on the handcrafts of the Viking Age. I learned needle binding to make mittens and hats. I learned how to sew clothing by hand, which honestly is so much more relaxing than sewing with a machine. And I even learned how to dye my own wool. This one used to be white and then I dyed it with some stinging nettles to achieve this really nice warm brown greenish colour. But I have yet to learn how to spin my own yarn and then weave it into a piece of fabric. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be able to make a whole dress completely from scratch. I would say that the most important thing that I've learned here is, however, that it is okay to take it slow, and that good things take time. Back in the old days, people had no choice but to live with the pace of nature, to take it one step at a time and not do 3 things at once. And as much as I appreciate our modern technology, I also realize that it does sometimes draw us away from what truly matters to us. We forget to breathe, to take it all in, and to just lie down and exist, to accept a moment, to live it. And that is why I love coming to the Viking village, to remind myself to appreciate the small things in life, to appreciate handmade things, as we do live in the most luxurious times humankind has ever seen. Making clothing would take hundreds of hours, making a sword even longer, and making a ship would take years. Nowadays we're not used to these kinds of timescales anymore. We just order things online. We have 100 different options in what we want to wear today, whereas back in the Viking Age, people really had to live with probably only one dress, or maybe 2. The richest of the richest were the ones that actually had the choice that we have nowadays. The choice of thinking, what dress do I wear today? And which kind of jewelry do I want to add to it? We have forgotten how to live with the rhythm of the seasons, as we have no more need for it. We can heat our homes to a comfortable temperature with no effort at all. All we need is to turn on our heaters and we will be fine. We have forgotten how to live in the moment. We have forgotten how to appreciate everything that is around us in its truest and fullest form. Whereas back in the Viking Age, everything you did depended on what season and what kind of weather it was. During the summers, you could go out and cut down trees in order to prepare for the long and harsh winters here in Norway. Then you would chop that wood into pieces and make a fire, keep that fire alive, cook above the fire, and heat up your home as much as possible. Overall, I am more than grateful for my time here. I am more than grateful for everything that I have learned. And I will definitely carry on doing Viking reenactment as much as I can, and trying to take those teachings into my everyday life, appreciate the small things much more, and appreciate the mountains around me, appreciate the forest, the sea, the lakes, everything that surrounds me and that breathes with me. Thank you so much for watching my very first video here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to like and subscribe, as I will soon upload much more videos about my life in Norway and my approach to a much more magical life. Thank you greatly and have a lovely day.